Hey friend, welcome to the 12 days of Christmas encouragement. This is day number 7. I chose for this series to go back to my very first church, well over 50 years ago. And some of the things that as a young man in my early 20s that I learned both positively and negatively about encouragement. Some of the stories that I remember are with me to this very day. One of those stories involves a man by the name of Ernie and his wife Ann and their daughter. Their preteen daughter came knocking at our door one night, kind of banging on the door. I had never met this girl before. She was Ernie's daughter. And when I opened the door, she was crying hysterically. And she said, "My mother is hiding in the closet. My father is drunk. And he's looking for her, trying to find her so that he could beat her." And my heart broke. Here is a young, probably 10, 11, maybe 12 years of age, standing on the steps of my parsonage, somebody I never met before, telling me that her father is looking for her mother in order to beat her. I said, "Well, where is your mother now?" And she said, "She is hiding behind the sofa. There's a small closet back there, and she's in that closet." And so I got my jacket on and I went down to their house, which was a couple of blocks from our parsonage. And I could hear him in there screaming and yelling, and he indeed was drunk. And as soon as she opened the door and I walked in, he immediately became sober. He immediately stopped yelling and greeted me like I was his old best friend. This man had never met me before. This was his first exposure. All he knows is that I was the new preacher in that church. I remember calming Ernie down. His wife came out of the closet. This became, a long story short, this became a regular occurrence. That young girl would come to my house at least once a week. And Ernie was drunk, and Ernie was looking to beat the wife. And this just went on forever and forever. And I had to think to myself, what a horrible, horrible way to live. But I also reasoned to myself, that little girl felt safe enough, and that mother felt safe enough to send her daughter up to our house. There was enough respect for the clergy that even Ernie calmed down when he saw me. Well, those days are over. The opportunities that preachers and teachers and spiritual leaders have these days are really marked by great division. Many pastors take their lives into their own hands by intervening that way. But that was a different time. That was a different day. And yet that mother and that daughter felt safe enough to come out of the closet, so to speak, go up to the preacher's parsonage to ask for help, to cry for help. Friends, I want every spiritual leader, every godly woman who is a spiritual mother to somebody else that's in trouble, every teenager to feel safe, to get help from those of us who claim Jesus, to find comfort from those of us who know Jesus, to know that they're going to get a wise word from the Scriptures, safety from those of us who know the Lord Jesus Christ. Do you know people who are in trouble around you? Do you know women who are living with a drunken husband, an abusive husband? Do you know some 10-year-old, 11-year-old, 12-year-old where Christmas is going to be very tragic time because the husband is a drunkard? Do you know somebody in trouble? Can you be a safe place? Can you be an encourager for that person? I hope that this Christmas season motivates you to put yourself out there, to put yourself at risk with someone who is in trouble. Whether it's a family member, whether it's a next door neighbor, whoever it might be, a coworker, somebody that you're going to put your arm around and say, I'm here for you. I'm willing to invest myself as an encourager to you. Would you be that person? These are the 12 days of Christmas encouragement. My name is Chuck Betters. These are brought to you by Mark Inc. Ministries. May you become that safe place for someone else.